Good morning, everybody. I thought I'd do as a little video reading today because I won't be doing the live tonight, and I also wanted to explain so that you don't worry or think there's anything wrong when I am not doing the lives. So I wanted to give you a bit of an explanation behind what is going on for me when I'm not doing that, and as long as it's not that I'm ill or something like that. But this year for me has been a massive deep dive into my own authenticity, really getting behind any conditioning. And one of the things that I have become very aware of in my life is how much that I have given when I'm not in a space to give. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have the energy or I'm not feeling well. It's just that I am not. The giving isn't complete joy for me because at that particular time my journey is more inward. Okay, so we all have that. You know, we should be careful. Sorry, I've got a cat that is insisting on being stroked. Here he is, Huckleberry. We need to be careful of that, all of us. So if you are giving, ask yourself, am I giving my time and my energy, my joy, my love, out of a sense of, I can't even think of the word now, that we need to do that we should do that we, you know, if there are shoulds, if there are needs to, they're not good. Examine them. And it might be you still do that giving anyway, but examine them. Is it nourishing for you to give at that time? And if it's not, then have the confidence to say no to that giving. So right now, at this point in the morning, as I'm sitting here with this cat, I've done all my readings, and I feel that I would like to do a reading for you. On an evening at the moment, I am burrowing down with a book or the TV in front of my fire, and I just want that peace. And it is very much this time of year. This time of year brings that real hibernating depth and a lot of spiritual churning, I suppose, and growth and that decay of old ways, so that the new ways can rise in spring. And that's very much a process I'm going through at this time. So I'm taking care of my needs, and I'm taking care of my energy, and I am doing what brings me joy in every moment. And right now, what brings me joy on an evening is peace, quiet, not giving of myself, but actually receiving to me. It's also a time when I do a lot of meditation. So that's my receiving and my opening. So I just wanted to explain that so that when I say I'm not doing a reading, you do understand that I haven't got a problem. Unless I say I've got a problem. Yeah, I haven't got a problem. It's just me respecting my own energy and doing what's nourishing for me. And hopefully by me sharing that, it will help you to do the same for you. So I have picked as a card this morning. Let me just change hands because I'm doing this all over the top of the cat. Yes, you can't have the card. He's trying to get the card. So I'm using, I'll just show you the Earth Warriors, which I have used occasionally on lives, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. There's lots of information. I'm going to read what's pertinent. So the card that came up, Chakana. So time to cross the threshold. And, you know, we really are at that time of year. This is a threshold time of year, even though Samhain has been and gone, and we are now into what I consider the beginnings of a new year. For me, that's what this time is. It's the womb time. It's where we are beginning to create the new year that will really come into being on the winter solstice, where the light will start to shine in. So there's the card. There's lots going on there. Can you see? There's a magpie. There is I don't know what the other bird is. I suppose it can be any red bird that you like. But I will read you the bit from the guidebook for this card. A threshold appears, bringing an ending to complete that. I'm going to start that again. A threshold appears, bringing an ending so complete that it is no longer possible to return to what has been. And that very much fits, doesn't it? We are in a new year. We cannot, in this linear expression of creativity, of life, we cannot return to the past apart from in our minds, and we really shouldn't be doing that. The light of the stars is your faithful guide into this new world. Just as I'm reading that, just be aware of what is happening with the planets. Look at astrology, not your daily stuff in the newspaper, but look to decent astrologers on YouTube like Pam Gregory. Keep an eye on the astrology and see how that is playing out in your own natal chart. As you trust in your divine connection, deconstructed forms shall reshape themselves into relevant, helpful and beautiful new ways of living, thriving and expressing your true self. Trust in your strangest ideas, in that which is different, inspired or unconventional. This crossing is healing and furthers the activation of your divine potential. I'm just going to move my phone around because my arm's hurting, resting on top of the cat like that, and trying not to rest on top of the cat. He's very much happy in his sleepiness. Say hello. So, in a reading then, change is afoot. You won't feel in control of the process. Trust in what is new, different, or exciting to you. Don't assume that unless all things happen easily, then you must be on the wrong path. You are on the correct path, even if the birthing pains to fulfill it are challenging. And just thinking about that, when we are trying to create something new and we have all these ideas of what that newness should look like, to begin with, don't get stuck on how it should look. Concentrate more on the feeling of how it should feel, this new state of being, this new creation you're creating, whatever it is. Focus on how it should feel, and although you can play with how it might look, don't get stuck on how it might look. When we're doing this, sometimes we have to go through the think of the forest floor in autumn and all those leaves covering up the lovely peaty earth, that peaty earth that's made of decay from previous years. That peaty earth is where the seeds burrow down into to become the new life. Now, those leaves on the top cannot create new life on their own. They're what needs to be composted. They're what needs to be changed for the seed to be able to sink into something, to grow into. So the old life you've been living needs to change, the energy of it needs to change so the seeds of the new life can be planted in it. You cannot grow new seeds from the old life. You can only grow the seeds you've been growing. You are guided to reject societal norms about how you're supposed to live or what sort of things you're supposed to value. And this is my life mission for everybody. It's something I do. Don't go with what everybody else is doing. Don't go with what you're supposed to do, what's responsible. Be a rebel. Go with what feels right for you. Go with what brings you joy in every moment, not what you're told you must do to fit into this society, which is broken on every level. And it needs to decay. Instead, trust your own values and believe in the truths that you feel within your own heart. In time, the world will be ready to recognise and benefit from your spiritual growth. And the more of us that do this, the more that energy ripples out, the more the change will happen and the quicker it will happen in society at large. We're all part of this. We're all doing our part. And just by being ourselves, we are doing our part for that reason. We're saying no to the things that keep people in stressful situations. The universe is helping you in all ways, including through correct timing. That's always the sticking point, isn't it, for us humans? At the right moment, you will leave the past behind you and enter into the fullness of the present moment, opening up to the brightness of your future. And I have a little healing process. I won't read the rest. It's all about Chikana, but I won't read the rest. But I will read you the healing process in case you'd like to do this now. So it says, stand comfortably with your arms above your head, reaching for the heavens. Gently guide your arms down until your hands rest lightly on your heart. Then continue to lower your arms, outstretching them again as they reach towards the earth. Say this aloud. Or if you want to do it and just listen to my voice while you're doing the exercise with your arms, then that's fine. May the unconditional love of Hana Pacha, of the celestial grace of the divine, bless the highest expression of pure love on this planet through all systems, all beings, all creations. May my destiny and the loving destiny of all earth warriors manifest through unconditional love and divine grace for the greatest good. May K Pacha, the lives of all in the here and now, know the grace of divine love made manifest. May Uka Pacha, the deeper realms of existence, provide energy filtered through the purifying veil of unconditional love so as to serve the greatest good of all. So be it. Repeat the 3 steps with your arms again, finishing in prayer position at your heart. You have completed your healing process. So you may not feel like you're at a threshold right now, but whether we are in the northern or the southern hemisphere, we are we're in a changing season. We're in either autumn, as I am, or in spring. Both are seasons of change. Both are seasons where what has been is let go of so that the new can rise. So in spring, that rising is very vibrant and it quickens very quickly. In winter, it's a slower process. We are composting the old year. We are allowing it, surrendering it to the earth. Just like those leaves falling from the trees that then become the new peaty soil in the forest. We are then sitting with the self that is underneath all of the past year. We are nourishing that self in silence and in peace and in warmth and in comfort. We can do joyful things like listen to stories. We can go back to that time of sitting around the campfire, sitting around the fire in the middle of the village, sitting around the hearth and listening to the stories. we can feel joy in those stories, and we can learn from those stories. This is where the myths were carried on, and people learn and kept their histories through the stories that were told. And that's something to be aware of when you listen to myths. They're not all about teaching us something from a story. They are more about the history being woven into story to bring us that teaching through the remembering. Mythology is the voice of the ancestors. So thank you for being here with me. I'm sorry, I'm going to go now because I need another cup of tea. Thank you for being here with me and with Huckleberry, who says thank you too. And I'll show you a little paw for Jenny, little pussycat paws, because I know Jenny likes them. Yeah, I hope the reading means something to you. I'd love to hear what it means in your life, or if you have any questions about the reading, about something that's happening in your life, and you need a little bit of help with how that's connected with the reading, just comment below and I will do my best to tune in and answer for you. Yeah, so I will see you again soon, and have a beautiful rest of your week. And whenever you listen to this today, I send it with blessings and with love. The cat's pushing my hand.